Hi everyone, you're watching Startup to Scale Up. I'm Avni Raja. On today's episode, we're putting the spotlight on Zoff Foods that aims to revolutionize the spice market in India. First, take a look. From ancient trade routes to modern kitchens, India's spices have captivated the world. Today, this industry has exploded into a $20 billion behemoth. But while the flavors sizzle, the industry remains stuck in the past. And that's what Zoff Foods is aiming to change. Born from a fiery passion for great food quality, this startup is on a mission to modernize every step of the spice journey, from farm to fingertip. And joining me on the show is Akash Agrawal, the co-founder of Zoff Foods. Akash, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us. Let me start by asking you to tell us how Zoff Food really started. Because if you look at the spice market in India, on one hand, there are these legacy companies which still dominate quite a large portion. On the other hand, it's quite a fragmented market as well. So what made you think of entering this space?
Yeah. So while doing MBA in Australia, we saw the standards of food. So it was so high as compared to India food standards. As you might be hearing lots about alteration, how spices company, they are altering their products. So this was the inspiration behind starting a food company, and spices was the first product. In Australia, you'll see those who are even selling the product, even they are aware that, okay, if the standard is good or not. India is not the concern. Like they are selling any food products, whether the quality is good or not, whether it's able to pass the standards of FSCI or not. Still, there are so many people who are selling this altered food. So the reason was that when India will scale up, India will need standard. And today, as you can say, even FSI has become strict on the food norms.
Yes.
So this was something we predicted around 10 years before, that whenever India will grow, this rules regulation will come. There will be some food standards which has to be applied in India, because food is one of the important product in everyone's life. So we got that inspiration from Australia. Then when we came back after completing our studies, we started our research and we found out that there's a gap in spices. It's a very big market. There are few players who are the legacy players. Still, it's missing something new. So we started our research and we found out the gap in the technology, in grinding, in forms of packaging. And finally, in 2018, we were launching our product. And I think it's been 6 years we are in the market.
So, Akash, can you just elaborate on that? You mentioned quite a few areas where you have sort of taken it to the next level to maintain the quality of the products that you sell. What can you tell us about how you really do that?
So the first thing was the alteration, the mixing in the spices. Like there are some people who are just mixing to gain more profit, but they're not thinking about the consumer health. So our plan was to give 0% milawat product, 100%, which should be 100% pure. So for that, we started our research and we set up our own plant with the latest technology, the cool grind technology, where we were grinding spices at a very low temperature, which was helping spices in retaining the aroma, oil, and the pungency. So we set up our own plant. Then again, in terms of packaging and convenience, because in today's time, convenience is the most important thing which should be taken care of for the consumer. So we came up with the Ziploc packaging. You use it, you reseal it, you keep it anywhere you want. You don't have to keep in fridge. You don't have to tie it. So we have been using boxes in masala or packets in masala where we are just keeping in the fridge. So, and we got to know that masala, they have a good shelf life. It's just about the packaging. So finally, the Ziploc packaging was liked by the consumer because it was solving some problem. It was giving them the convenience they always wanted in terms of spices. So this was the two gaps which we identified that time. And finally, our product was there, which was 100% pure, which was grinded in a cool grind technology, and which was packed in Ziploc packaging, which was giving the ultimate convenience which the consumer was looking for.
So, can you take us through the scale of the business at this point in time? What are the number of products that you have right now?
So last year we clocked revenue of around 93 crores, and we have the entire range of spices from pure spices, blended spices, whole spices, and seasonings. So
Okay.
under this four thing, the entire spice range comes, and we have the entire range of it.
Okay. And what about expansion plans? From what I understand, one part is where you're manufacturing the spices, like you said, on your own. The other part is certain other products you've also tied up with third party.
Yeah. So mostly in terms of spices, we have been manufacturing in our plant. We have added dry fruits also in our category, which we procure, we pack it in our plant, but we are getting it from someone else. Going ahead, there are various products like ready to cook range, various cooking paste that will be procuring from the third party.
From the third party. Okay. And when you
Yeah.
procure these products, especially in the ready to eat category, etc., what are the quality checks that you will ensure while bringing these products on board?
So first of all, like I keep a check that what other brands they are packing for, because that gives you a good check. Let's say if a big brand is getting their manufactured from that party, so I think that's really help because they might have gone through the checks. So first part is done. Secondly, whatever protocols is required for a good plant, because even we are also running plant, we know what's the hygiene a plant should take care of, what are the protocols, what are the norms of FSI. So we try to check on that. Once it's passed all that, then we go ahead with the third party manufacturing.
Okay. What is the long-term expansion plan for Zoff Foods? What is the vision over the, say, next 5 to 10 years?
So when we started this company, our approach was the modern approach on the traditional food business. So whatever we wanted to create, we thought of creating it for the modern consumer. So going ahead, our plan is like today we are a e-commerce first brand, and we had a focus on the national approach. We want our spices to be present all over the India. So major of our business come through online and e-commerce. Going ahead, we want to scale in the offline area because in India today the offline market is bigger than the online. So online we have got some stability. Going ahead, offline is the space where we want to look at and we want to scale our business.
Can you share with us some numbers, financials in terms of your paths to profitability, any fundraising plans, etc.?
So we raised our first fund through Shark Tank from Mr. Aman Gupta. So that was our first fundraise which we did. Going ahead, by this month end, we are raising fund for the company. So that will be our major investment, which will be raising from the private equity.
Okay. Can you give us some numbers? How much do you plan to
So
raise?
nearly
And
40 to 50 crore is what we are looking at.
okay, right. What would you say has been the biggest challenge as far as scaling up Zoff Foods is concerned, and even going forward? What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge?
See, in spices, there are many brands. There are local brands, there are regional brands, there are national brands. National brands are few, but there are regional and there are local brands. When we started, our focus was on the e-commerce, where there are not many players. But spices is such a category where there is stickiness. Like consumer don't want to change their taste preference in terms of spices. Whatever brand they've been using from last 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, they want to stick to that. So our challenge was by anyhow, at least our one or two product should reach to their kitchen. There are like more than 30, 40 spices which is being used in daily household in terms of whole spices, in terms of blended spices, in terms of pure spices. So our task was to make consumer buy our one or two product anyhow. So that was the major challenge which we faced. And with our marketing strategy, with our approach, we were able to reach to around 1 million consumers in our 6 year journey. Secondly, when you go offline, when you want to sell in general trade, so again the same problem arises that they've been selling some brands and they don't want to change it. So you need to convince retailers that this product is good. This is a product which is required in today's time. So you need to convince the retailer a lot. So that's the another challenge when you enter into the offline market. E-commerce is reasonably easy because consumer when know about your brand, they feel like okay, try, they want to try this product. So majorly the stickiness of the consumer towards a brand which they've been using. Secondly, the resistance of retailers in offline selling. So this was the two main challenges which we faced in our journey.
Right. So, like you said, Shark Tank obviously would have been a great way to sort of get the brand out there and get it known. But obviously, that would require sustained marketing to tell people that this brand is here and it is a quality brand. So, what is going to be the strategy for that?
So, as you said, like Shark Tank, I think I say this was once in a lifetime opportunity when we get this chance. I think we feel lucky because you need to have some luck to reach there, to get the fund, to convince the sharks that, okay, you are running a good company and you can create a good brand. So, I think that has been a life changing experience moment for us. Today, at least people know our brand. They know that okay, there's a e-commerce brand, there's a new age brand which they have seen in the Shark Tank. So that has given us a good boost in terms of marketing visibility. Going ahead, as you rightly said, you need to have plan. Shark Tank has done its parts by giving us the visibility, but going ahead, it's a marketing strategy to be present everywhere. It's a marketing strategy to convince consumer that okay, whatever you have seen, this product is actually good. So it's completely on our strategy to scale up. This is a 100% pure product. There is no alteration in any way. So this is a message which we want to pass to the consumer.
Right. And since I have you here, Akash, I have to ask you your view, your perspective on this entire controversy that has recently broken out with regard to MDH Everest, with some countries banning certain products. What's your take on this?
See, every country has their own rules and regulation in terms of permissible limit of various chemicals, various ingredients, whatever is put in the spices. So I think there might be chance that one or two lot have failed the permissible limit. Uh, like I can't say the brand like MDS Everest, they might be doing this alteration or whatever there has been found. It
Right.
can be a human error. But what's the best thing has happened from it, which I can say is at least the government, the FSI, the food department, as I said, which we predicted 10 years back, has become strict. Now they want to have a good control over food products, whatever has been selling in the market. So that's the best thing. I don't think they have
Right.
done anything, but at least when these two, three brands they come into the picture, it gives the entire ecosystem to get strict on those who are trying to do this type of stuff. So I
Right.
think
And people also have become aware that there is this concern in other countries. So, becoming aware that quality is important, quality checks are important.
exactly. See, earlier, whatever has been done is okay, but today you are living in the modern era. Everyone is concerned about their health. So you can't give them a adulterated product. You need to, follow the norms and checks. So I think whatever has been done, I think is a good opportunity for the entire ecosystem or the government to take action for the food brands wants to come with a good product. This is a high time. I think even we feel that because of this even we are getting more strict in terms of quality and we'll try to deliver consumer the best of the product which they are looking for.
Right. And one final question, Akash, in terms of the price points, can you give us a sense of the kind of premium that you charge at this point?
So as if now we are one of the most premium spices in the market because we try to manufacture in that way, we try to pack in that way. But being a new brand, we are trying to pass this benefit to the consumer. So we are a premium brand, but because we are at our initial stage, so we want the consumer to taste our product, to believe on us, so that maybe in next 1 or 2 year they'll be ready to pay this premium. So in terms of MRP, we are premium, but we are trying to pass on some benefits to the consumer.
All right. We'll leave it there, Akash. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you.